Well, praise the Most High today, family. Praise the Most High Yahuwah today. The Most High Elohim, Yahuwah Sabaoth, the captain of heavens and earthly armies. He's also the creator of all heavens and earth. That's why he's the captain of heavens and earthly armies. Because he has sovereignty, which means he can do whatever he wants to do within his kingdom, within his creation. Hallelujah. But we have a problem, family. And I've noticed it more and more. And we was hinting to it in the prior recording. And the Most High, when we was doing our edit on the prior recording, he told me to peep over them two ideas we shared right there at the end. Let me say, I hope everyone is well. And like myself, you're able to get out and enjoy this day. It is absolutely gorgeous here in the Carolinas. It's quite overcast, which makes it real cool. Nice, like it's almost a fall day. We're not there yet, but we're so glad to see this cool day. So glad to be amongst the living with the ability and the opportunity to say, praise the Most High today, and to give him our everything, to submit our bodies to him as the living sacrifice he demands of us, to get out here to exhort my brothers and sisters. But as I was saying, family, we have a problem with all these kings and gods and priests that's out here. Pastors, priests, gods, kings. You hear it all the time. My king. Or we're all gods. And like I wrote in my notes, we'll take the scripts to back up what we're saying as far as being kings and gods and even priests. But we don't follow the scripts to become those individuals. To become what we are. Yes, we are these individuals, but it takes becoming and being matured into the role of a priest, of a god, and of a king. And really, quite honestly, you have to back up to man, to being a man. Because most of us, we're not handling that first part, being a man, and mature enough to know that being a man, you didn't make yourself. And seeing that you're a man and that you didn't make yourself, there's responsibility to your maker. First, to figure out why did he make you, and then to walk in that office or in the giftings that he created you to walk in. The purpose, that agenda, that goal that he had in his mind when he said, let me make a Robert to be born on June the 3rd, 1970. And he's going to carry out what I want him to carry out. Now that knucklehead going to take a few years, quite a few years to get right, but he's finally going to get it and walk into the purpose I made for him to walk in. And we said all of that because being a god or a king, you have to bow down to the God and the king, or to the Elohim and the king, because you're under him. Not one person or individual in the set apart text, none of them were able to carry out their Yahuwah given mission without Yahuwah. Just like Adam, when Yahuwah came down to see about him in the cool of the day, Adam was hiding. Why was he hiding? Because he knew he had been disobedient. He fell short of what Yahuwah told him to do. And he felt it. He felt, and he knew, him and his wife, they knew they was naked. Because Yahuwah's covering had disappeared. Uh-oh. We're about to talk about that here in a minute, about that covering. See, the only way to become the so-called God or the so-called king is being obedient to the Most High. Now, you can take the name and take the role or the position, but you're never going to live up to it the way the Most High has purpose for you to live up to it. You're never going to be as effective without Him leading you into all truth. He's the king, so He can show you how to reign. And we see this as the perfect example in Dawid. We're not going to talk about Dawid today, but he's the perfect example who walked as a king under the Most High, as an underlord, a king under the king, a little k. And he knew his place. See, that's the most important thing that we have to understand with our walk with the Most High. And see, as I always say, I don't care about no titles. But see, the Most High is going to put titles on you, whether you like it or not, because it's just your purpose. Hallelujah. I'm looking at this bug, family. He going 100 miles per hour. Scooting. He finally went off onto the grass. He looking for something fast. That joker fast. Hallelujah. We really must ask ourselves this question today, family. Are we being the person that the Most High called us to be under Him? Therefore, are we being effective? Because if we're not under Him, we're what we have been speaking on a lot. We're self-made men and independent women. We don't want His benefits until we're in need. We don't want Him and His benefits until we need Him. And He's always going to put us in a position where we have to make the choice to where we need Him. But if we're walking with Him the whole time, He's just a breath away. Pop, I need to know about this here. And He's like, okay. I've been right here waiting on you to ask me. But we're going to talk about today. The making of a king means the fall of another one. You may touch me, but you can't take me. And those were the two ideas we shared yesterday at the end of our recording. But we're going to concentrate on them two ideas today, with the idea of the making of a king means the downfall of another. What do we actually say? Means the fall of another one. And how many of us know already where I'm hitting around to as far as us individually? Yeah, you gotta die to self. Pardon me, family. This is the fall of the one king, or the priest, or the God, whatever you want to be. As long as you're under the Most High in righteousness, and He called you to that position, not whoever you want to be. You better clear that up quick, huh? Yeah. And first of all, let's get this out of the way. Just as I peeped and wrote in my notes, I think I just wrote it. The first and most important step in becoming a king, a priest, a God, or even a man is cutting off the people pleasing. That's step one. You cannot continue to please people, not under the Most High. And we see that in both of our examples today. And we're using the same ones, King Saul, the first king of Yasharal, and Job, the man who lost it all, but gained so much more. So much more. And let's look at Saul real quick. And Saul's disobedience to Yahuwah in 1 Samuel 15 specifically his decision to spare the Amalekite king Agag and the best of the livestock stemmed from his desire to please the people rather than obey Yahuwah's direct command. See, you can absolutely not please the Most High and please man at the same time. No, it's impossible. It's just like we spoke on yesterday about having two ideas in your mind that oppose each other at the same time. It's impossible. It can't be. You cannot have two opposing ideas in your mind at the same time. There ain't enough space. That's why the text says, if he will keep you in perfect shalom, whose mind is stayed on him. Really, his word, what he said about you. You're in perfect shalom or peace. You can't be moved. You're not worried about a thing. His word is all you see. See, that's what he told me. You're about to see some things that's really going to shake your faith. But no matter what you see, don't take your eyes off me. Now that's the same thing. You can't look at two images at the same time. You're going to have to look at one and bypass it and look at the other one. That's just like me looking here at this pole, but behind it is another pole. Now I see this pole in my forevision, but in my back vision or behind it, however you say that, I see the other pole. But you can't take away the pole that's in front of you. Unless you steady concentrating on the one behind you, it becomes a blur. But it's still in your vision. It's still in your sight. But it's all about with the Most High's word, what you concentrate on. See, what's behind the pole is my future. What's behind this first pole is my future. And if I keep my eye on it, I see how to maneuver around this pole, or how to get to it and chop it down. But it's all about me keeping my eye on that back pole, the Most High's word, what he told me, his promises. Yeah, I may be hurting, I may be feeling the symptoms of the thing that's blocking my vision or trying to block my vision. But I say no, the Most High said I was healed by his stripes. Yahushua paid for it, so I'm taking advantage of it. But that's the first sign that you're mature and ready to become the king the Most High made you to be. See, it's in our DNA, family. We're made to rule, especially if you're of the house of Yasharal, and especially if you're of the tribe of Yehuda. Just as I heard a grand teaching on it yesterday. Especially. It's just who he made us to be, the head, not the tail, above and not beneath. But you're putting yourself beneath when you listen to the people. And listen what Saul said in 1 Samuel 15 and 24. And Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of Yahuwah and your words, because I have feared the people and obeyed their voice. How are you going to fear people and not fear, not fear your maker? This act of partial obedience, or rather disobedience, ultimately led to Yahuwah rejecting Saul as king, or Saul as king. Yahuwah soon afterwards had Samuel anoint Dawid king to take over his kingdom in place of hard-headed Saul. And then the idea, you may touch me, but you can't take me. This is speaking on Job and what Yahuwah told Hasatan. He said, oh, you can touch him, but you can't take him. And let's read that in Job 1, 8 through 12. Then Yahuwah said to Satan, O Hasatan, have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man, one who fears Yahuwah and shuns evil? Family, does that sound like a little G? Does that sound like a little K, a little king, a little God, a little Elohim, a little Elohim? It does to me, because he was. We might as well say Job was a king. He was a big king in the earth. Yahuwah said it. There is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man, one who fears Yahuwah and shuns evil. He's obedient. He does what his overlord says. And like we said, we use that word very cautiously because we know what it can mean. But also we know our understanding of the word, so we'll use it sparingly to make a point. Yahuwah is in control of his creation. So he needs someone that's going to walk out his creation, his plans for his creation here on this earth physically. See, that was Adam's job, but what Adam should have been walking this out right now to today. Point blank period, forever. Him and Eve. And teaching us all how to walk it out. And we're going to teach our children, multiplying year after year, till the whole earth was filled, all giving praise to the Most High, enjoying his presence each and every day as he came down to talk with us in the cool of the day. See, this is his goal, family. This is his plan. And we're getting to it. Because we're going to do what he tells us to do. And we're going to be back in control as the leaders of this earth. And we're going to do it the right way. So first we have to be taught, right? Yep. And here's what Hasatan said. Does Job fear Yahuwah for nothing? For free? Do he serve you for free? Or is it because you give him something? Uh-oh. Have you not made a hedge around him, around his household, and around all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands. Uh-oh. And his possessions have increased in the land. Oh boy. But now stretch out your hand and touch all that he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. And Yahuwah said to Hasatan, behold, all that he has is in your power. Only do not lay a hand on his person. You can touch him, but you can't take him. You can touch everything he got, but you can't take his life. Uh-oh. So Hasatan went out from the presence of Yahuwah, straight to Job, straight to him, put his hands on him, he touched him, and all that he had. See, family, what Hasatan was saying, but he was telling the Most High, he was telling Yahuwah that you have a hedge of protection around him. And this is that covering we was just speaking about. You have a hedge of protection around this fellow. That's why he said he's serving you for free. Because not only do you have a hedge of protection around him, but all that he has, his family, his finances, his livelihood. So if you touch up on that, he's gonna curse you. First and foremost, Yahuwah always knew Job's heart. This is why he bragged on him. However, just as the rich young ruler refused Yahuwah's invitation, or Yahusha's invitation, to follow him after selling all he had and giving to the poor, Yahuwah knew that if he had taken everything from Job, he would still follow with loyalty and faithfulness. So before Yahuwah asked Hasatan had he considered Job, Yahuwah already knew. He already knew that the man was living upright. He already knew that the man knew his voice. He was walking in obedience to his voice. Pardon me, family. I got a hair in this bugging me. See, he already knew. Just like he knows our hearts. He knows the people out here claiming they're kings and gods, they don't live up to it. They're not trying to. They want to be these individuals so they can please people. They don't care about the Most High. They want to look good in the eyes of the people. And see, that was ultimately Saul's problem. He wanted to take the credit. He wanted to look good. And see, what happened was the Most High gave the people what they asked for. They said, give us a king. We want a king just like all the other nations. And the prophet said, you already have a king. His name is Yahuwah. Why you gonna hurt your king's heart, hurt his feelings by asking for another one? So Yahuwah gave them what they asked for, a king like the other kings. Yahuwah is so funny to me, fella. He is so hilarious, and that's in a good way, with all respect. He's so funny. He has a way of giving you what you ask for. So be careful what you ask for. Yep. But the whole point today, family, we're gonna wrap this up. And the story goes on that Job's wife was being used by Hasatan. She came and said the same thing that Hasatan. She told Job to curse Yahuwah and die. And this is what Hasatan told Yahuwah that Job would do if he touched his life, took everything from him. But Job didn't listen to his wife. He didn't please his wife. He said, no, I'm going to be obedient to my father, even though he, what the text says, even though he slay me, I'm not going to back off. I love him. He's been too good to me. But is that our testimony, family? That we learn his voice and follow him obediently with all loyalty, saying, no, I got to do what's right. I got to do what the Most High called me to do. I can't please people. And as we said in a prior recording or two, people will try to put you in positions so they can roll you over and have you doing what they want you to do, until you're in a position where you're going back to the Most High with your hind part in your hand and say, Pop, what gives? I thought it was supposed to be family first. You're like, nah, son, I told you keep me first. Forsaking all. And they say that in marriage, but first and foremost, you have to forsake all in your relationship with the Most High. Keeping him first. Above and above all. Hallelujah. But the making of a king means the fall of another one. So you have to die to your old self. That's what we're ultimately saying. Die to self. Who said that? I must decrease, he must increase. Come on, that John, the immerser. Yehukanan, the immerser. Yeah, he must increase, we must decrease. To be truly used by him, you have to die. All the way dead. like our bones were in that field before Yahuwah said, wake them up, it's time. The time is served, wake them up. It's time to bring them home. And now we're walking in that. But in order to walk in it, we have to follow him. Simple idea, family. You can't be anything without him. The one that made you, the one that created you. And now he's telling you to soldier up, fall in. Hallelujah. That's our time, family. We love you so much. Do stay up and keep pushing forward in the right direction. Hallelujah. Shalom.